Hello, I'm Mike. I run the lab at California Carnivores. My job is to make basically test tube babies for y'all every day. I wanted to talk to you today about this amazing fern. This is an ant fern. It's called Lechinopterus deparioides. Around COVID time, I started trying to clone these so that the nursery could offer them, and it was quite a bit more difficult than I expected, but luckily I have succeeded, and so we have a lot of babies for you if you are interested in growing what I consider to be one of the most magnificent creatures on this planet. I mean, I cannot believe how beautiful this plant is, and I have to tell you that I have so enjoyed growing this species and all the other species in the genus. They never stop delighting me. They are not very difficult to grow. So if you find this as attractive as I do, I encourage you to give it a try. Why are they called Antferns? They're called Antferns. These are tropical rainforest plants. They're epiphytes, meaning that they're going to grow on the branches of trees in the rainforest. You're going to find them in the same general part of the world as Nepenthes, like the Philippines and other Papua New Guinea and other places in Southeast Asia. Since they are growing on tree branches, obviously there's not really going to be soil for them to obtain nutrients with their roots. And so, since this is a nutrient deficient environment that they're living in, they have evolved their stem. This beautiful green Play-Doh rhizome is a highly evolved stem, and there are hollows inside. And the purpose of this is to make a very nice home for ants that are always going to be climbing up and down trees in the tropics. And so ants, this is the groovy ant house, and ants are going to be peeing and pooping underneath the plant and inside the plant, and that's going to fertilize it. So that's why they're called ant ferns. They also, incidentally, many of the species will secrete a sugary nectar on the fronds that will feed the ants. So it is like a nice symbiosis. Everybody's winning in this deal. As I said, these are really not difficult to grow. You want to use pure water, RO water. If you're already growing Nepenthes, the care is exactly the same. Like if you're growing intermediate or highland Nepenthes, you just do exactly the same thing, and this plant will just never stop pleasing you by getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. They are not tricky. They are not finicky. If you can keep like from 60 degrees up to around 80 degrees and have a temperature drop every night, that's basically perfect. Certainly my plants have tolerated many nights in the low 40s. They don't love that, but they will tolerate it. And you can go higher, but these are not lowland tropical, so you don't want to try to grow these with like your lowland Nepenthes. But basically, if you have like room temperatures and you can maintain like 70% humidity or higher, you're just gonna, it's just pure pleasure. They are just gonna grow and grow and continue to please you. It is interesting, as I said, if you are growing Nepenthes or if you're considering it, it's one thing that really fascinates me about these is that we see in most of the carnivorous plants that the leaf has evolved to become a structure that can obtain nutrients, right? The rainforest soil is very poor in nutrients. And so the Nepenthes have done so much diversification and evolution to modify their leaves to collect nutrients. Interestingly, with the ant ferns, the Lechinopterus species, the idea, we have a very different idea. Let's modify the stem and make that a nutrient acquisition device, and just make a groovy Play-Doh ant house. That just never stops pleasing me. I just feel so lucky to have such a magical creature in my life. And so I worked really hard to try to make a lot of babies for y'all. And I'm just trying to share something that just gave me so much pleasure during COVID, watching these grow and having them in my life. And I'm trying to do the same thing for you. I'm just trying to share the magic. So I hope you'll give it a try. These are very easy in a terrarium, in a grow tent, in a greenhouse. They're not fussy. They really want to thrive, basically at room temperature. So there's just no reason, to me, there's just no reason not to have this in your life. And that's it. Thank you.